Hello everyone, and welcome to Saving Face, a Craftic Studios D&D 5e campaign. Things to note as you join us on this adventure. First, this is a heavily homebrewed campaign where we'll bend the rules to suit our story. If it makes a good story, the rule goes out the window. All players are using either homebrew or community-created races, classes, or both, and we'll be revealing those as they're revealed over the course of the story, so as to avoid spoiling anything. We'll be using safety tools at the table. These will be present in the use of safety cards and extensive communications behind the scenes. Our goal is to make our players and our table as safe as possible. So if we suddenly cut stream, please don't be alarmed. We're working things out, and we'll be back shortly. Oh yeah, and we swear. A lot. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Saving Face. I'm Justin McGregor, your DM and host for the evening. Going around the table, we have...
I'm Liz, and I will be playing Aoife Inkblood, your resident Swamp Witch Warlock for the evening.
And I am Abe, and I will be playing your Warforged Barbarian Marge.
I am Kayla. I will be playing your half-elf paladin, Diana.
I'm Meg, and I will be playing our human huntress, Marcella.
Hi. It's Nikki. I just have a frog stuck in my throat. And I'll be playing Nia, your very sassy Wynot.
Right. So, as has become my habit, going to do a little housekeeping at the top of the show. First, as always, want to thank Gabe James Games for the class modifier module that was used to create all of the characters here. That module, what are you laughing at over there, Abe? That module replaces racial-based ability modifiers with things built into the class using a narrative system, and I highly, highly recommend it. This is a reminder to my players, although they seem to have remembered recently that we are using the plot points mechanic in the back of the DMG. That allows the players once per character level to take over the narrative for a scene and insert something that I then have to deal with. And I haven't regretted it yet.
Yet being the operative word in that sentence.
Yes.
Keyword.
It occurred to me that I have been remiss for the past few episodes in thanking our in-house resident composer, Chris Sergi, who is responsible for all of the music you hear on the program throughout, and the absolutely kick-ass character themes that run through the intro and through break. And lastly, we are raising money this month for HEAL, the Maine Health Equity Alliance. HEAL is a nonprofit agency providing direct services and advocating on behalf of Maine's LGBTQ plus community and people living with HIV/AIDS. They also offer harm reduction services and materials for people who are addicted to drugs. They've been on the front line of responsiveness during the pandemic, continuing to offer food pantry, harm reduction, and case management services throughout. This is also something that means a great deal to the family. This organization does wonderful work, and the link to donate now is live on the Tiltify, and should be appearing in the doobly-doo if it hasn't already.
The doobly-doo.
The doobly-doo. Any other business before we go?
Before we get into actually rolling dice,
yes,
I've got new dice to share and to shout out. I received my Diana dice. They were made by Arcane Flora. I don't know if they're in chat tonight, but they are gorgeous. They are, you're not gonna be able to see those, They're clear with forget-me-nots and white wisps in them. There's a better picture of her on my Twitter. I don't think there's an A, Lee, but yeah, they're gorgeous. They're amazing. I also got this massive boy. This is one of the multi-class dice from Die Hard Dice. They come apart. You can have your multi-classes. One half is clearly for Diana, one half is for Redacted.
Redacted.
I also got my dice vault from Talon and Claw. So if you need dice vaults or anything like that to hold all the pretty dice that you buy from Preston or Arcane Flora or Long Dog Dice, I think that covers all the dice that
I think
people
that
have
covers
tonight.
everybody. Yeah.
I think that covers all of them.
I have to be the asshole friend that asks, so how much do they get for your promotion? Like, what's the kickback? No, I'm just kidding. I know you bought all this stuff yourself.
My love. They get my love.
And love and affection.
Your
if
love
you
and
need-
affection.
A place to hold all your fancy dice. I keep all of my sharp edged in vaults like so, just so they stay a little more secure in the edges.
Oh, that's the Butts dice vault.
Oh my
though.
gosh.
Just
Yay!
So Talon and Claw, they're great. I love all of their
that's
stuff.
lovely.
I'm just saying
Whiskey vault smells like whiskey barrel, and I love it.
that's a big old butts.
big old butts.
Just a big
You
old
can fit a
butt.
lot of things in those butts.
That's all I got. That's
Anyway.
Right on.
That's great. I'll link. I'll link Arcane Flora's Twitter and chat in just a moment.
Sure.
But that's all I got.
Well, now we get to hear one of those click clacks roll
Yeah, we do.
because it's time to find out who's going to be doing the recap.
Oh boy.
6 episodes in. Yeah. 6 episodes in, I realize this has become to be something of a heavy lift. So I will need everyone to make strength checks. This will be a strength savings throw.
Wait.
Oh,
Can I rage?
No, you may not.
no. What do you
Nia-
have? A knife? No.
Nia gets the night off because she still gets a pass from last time. And
I
the
do.
lowest roller gives the recap.
All right, we're trying new dice
That's a
tonight,
13.
Justin.
Oh, there they are. There they are.
So Justin,
Oh, that's an
gets-
18.
Oh, dear, Liz.
yeah.
Yes, you're so strong in your swamp.
Other fucker.
Wrong.
Right.
That's a 22.
Cool.
What did you roll, Meg?
So our recap. That was a
win.
natural fucking 1
Ooh.
with
Ooh.
no modifiers because strength is always my dump stat.
So that means your recap has to include all 6 sessions.
No.
Actually,
no,
I
no.
probably could.
Yeah.
I think we all
I
could.
work with the backlog the most out of everybody.
True.
We need to do something in this game this hour. So let's just stick with the last episode.
Yeah, no. Okay, so last episode we spent actually 2 nights at Aoife's. I almost said days. I'm like, no, we definitely spent nights there. And then so Marcella asked about the wanted poster, to which Aoife was ready to deny due to some shenanigans. Marcella knows what it is, presses them about it because she is wanted in Balmoral, which is where we are headed to. Aoife talks to Diana about the wanted poster, quietly throws Marcella under the bus. I will not forget that.
Remember, player knowledge, character knowledge.
I know. Me, the player, will not forget that. So Marge restores the worn out poster after realizing that mending won't do anything to restore the ink, but did in fact repair the paper. Oh goodness. I think we resurrected Manticore, who is now a dusty purple thanks to Nia and her lovely conversation where she asked, seduced, I don't know. She talked to Manticore. I was
Definitely flirted
uncomfortable.
with.
It's fine. And then about then, I think that's about when we transitioned into 4.5, where everybody played Truth or Truth. Some things were revealed, some things were not. People drank. We ended up with hangovers. Surprisingly, Resident Wynaught ended up with a hangover. We head to Gibson Ferry. Head to Gibson Ferry to head basically to take Petrus back to school. We pass by a man sitting on a stoop with his eyes bandaged who seems to have recognized Nia. None of us question this and keep moving on.
Yet.
The people in Gibson's Ferry decidedly avoid Aoife and anybody who is with them. Marge plays sheepdog with them. Marcella sasses them. Nia insults one who then gets slapped by his wife. We get to the ferry. Aoife does not recognize the ferryman, as that is not the normal ferryman. And we are greeted by a group of Sicilian halflings who then help us onto the ferry and to stop us about halfway to have a chat with the world famous Nia Durand. A fight ensues. A halfling is thrown overboard. One is down by Bix, who now sounds like a Sicilian halfling. We find out that Petrus is a warlock? Question mark? Because no one's asked him yet, but he did cast Eldritch Blast, so we know something's up. Marcella cast Inflict Wounds, which Aoife knows, and again, has not said anything about. We finish crossing the river after we have dealt with the halflings by the help of Marge turning the ferry into a motorboat using gust wind. Is that what you used? Gust wind. And Diana's iffy steering of the ferry. We do end up about half a mile off course. We still make it to the other side in one piece. I'm not complaining. So we get out, we're making our way downtown. Camp for the night. Marcella goes to sleep, enters the ethereal plane, and calls for Chauncey's tiefling ass to get over there. She has some questions, is not able to summon him, and someone else does it for her. The first y'all have ever heard that name, but we ended on Carmel, I believe. I think that's everything.
There was
Dragon.
a body.
I would like to interject. Marge did not sheepdog the people. He sheep-bear.
Oh, I'm so
And you
sorry.
missed the
She cleared
arm
the
wrestling.
I did miss the arm wrestling. I'm
Very
sorry.
important.
That's right,
There's
Mouse.
also a spotting of a rose gold dragon heading towards Balmoral.
Yep.
Okay, to be fair, I didn't see that, so I forgot.
True. All good, true. Fair enough.
Very well done. The actual last words that were spoken in the session, because I wrote them down. She could be the end of all of you. Of everything. But that's not where we're starting.
Bum, bum, bum.
Gotta get a notepad.
Yep. So, recognizing that all of the final conversation is happening after Marcella falls asleep, it's not like she lays down on the ground and is instantly asleep. This took a little time. As I recall, there was some other business to get up to from the end of last session, and I want to circle back around to that. Let's see. Let's start with Diana. I have a recollection that you were writing a letter in the time that Marcella takes to fall asleep. I assume you finished the letter.
Mm-hmm. I have helped put up tents as much as possible. I finished writing my letter. And I want to pay a visit to our charge.
Gonna go see the boy, are you?
Mm-hmm.
How do you approach the tent? Talk to me about this.
I want to blend into the darkness. I want to not be seen by the other parties.
Okay. Just for funsies, I remember that Ifo had something to get up to, which we'll get to in a minute. Marcella's trying to go to sleep. Nia, are you still hanging out by the fire? It's the last thing I
Yeah.
remember you doing.
Nia has turned away from the fire, wearing her sunglasses at night because that's just the kind of person that she is, and is trying to rest.
Very good. Is Marge keeping first watch?
Yeah, Marge would probably be keeping first watch since he sees Marcella trying to sleep, Nia trying to sleep. It just makes sense to go ahead and knock it out.
Okay. Let's roll opposed stealth versus perception to see if Diana does in fact sneak into that tent.
Please let this roll well. This is the first time I'm rolling these dice. Well, the 3.
Even with modifiers?
Dexterity's 10. Did I
25.
get a modifier?
Oh yeah, safe to say, Marge sees Diana despite her best efforts. There's not a door per se. Do you let Petrus know you're coming in, or do you just open?
Oh no, I
flip?
just slip in.
Ooh,
Well,
Racing.
I'm here for it.
he's in there all right. He's sitting up cross-legged. His Lucy is laying right beside him. He's holding one arm out in front of him like this. And a pair of green ropes of their own accord are tying gauntlets down his arms. He is startled, to say the least, as he is sitting there shirtless with ropes going down his arms, and quickly moves to cover himself the hell up.
Macrame.
Didn't you want to be a part of
Macrame.
this Marshmallow Nia s'more at some point? This would have come up.
He starts to sputter and kind of wrapping his kit around him.
Really,
lady-
Petrus. We went over things. This is nothing new to me. But I can see where the macrame comes in hand.
Fine, but I don't know you. Could you knock?
Sorry. I was trying to not be seen.
I can see you. I wasn't expecting you to see me. I would have kept a shirt on.
Well, not the worst, not the best.
Thanks.
I have questions for you, and I believe I mentioned this to you earlier.
Yeah, I may suddenly have questions for you too, but sure, yeah, what?
I'll answer mine. I'll answer the ones you have for me if you answer the ones I have for you.
Most of mine involve you entering my tent without letting me know. So just what? What do you need?
You mentioned that you knew about these lending temples. I want to know if you
Yeah?
know someone who might have visited them relatively frequently.
That would be a lot of people. Can you narrow it down?
A wizard. In purple
Uh,
robes like so.
Again, well, okay, the purple robes narrow it down a bit, but I'm assuming most wizards have more than one set of robes. Being just a little cagey, who is it?
Not this one only. Oddly enough, only wears this color. Do you know who Landris Greyshorn is?
Lando. Yeah, I know him. Why?
How?
How?
Is it just someone you've heard of, or have you actually met him?
No, I mean, he's an emissary for the summer court. He shows up at parties, that kind of thing. Last I heard, he was on a diplomatic attachment to Samler. I never got the details, but I mean, it's probably been close to, I don't know, half a year, give or take, since I saw him.
You haven't seen him in the last 6 months or so?
No, I mean, I would have expected him like. It's not like we hang out, you know. He shows up for family parties, masquerades, balls, stuff like that. I mean, if I had to make a wild guess, he'll probably be at the Festa del Lum, probably at our house. If I had to guess, not that I'll be there, but I mean, he doesn't miss a party.
No, he doesn't. To put things lightly, we're acquaintances, and I haven't seen him in 5 months.
Hmm.
And I just wanted to kind of make sure that no one had seen him in 5 months.
I mean, I can only speak for myself. I don't attend the court. That's my father's job. But I haven't seen him at the house. Haven't seen him at the temples. Haven't run into him around town. How did you two
You-
get acquainted?
He hired me as a sellsword
Oh, makes
on
sense.
this diplomatic journey on behalf of Samway.
Hell of a way to make an acquaintance.
It was good money.
I have no doubt.
But more about these lending temples.
Yeah, sure. What?
Why are they important? Besides the fact that they hold all this information. Why did we, this group of people who just got thrown together, why did we get a pass?
Like, I know. I'm still like, you're telling me you saw librarians outside the temple. I have no idea. I mean, it's. I mean, yes, it's a repository of knowledge, but that's almost all I know. I mean, I use it to prep for exams.
Landris always mentioned them, but he never really went into detail. I was just hoping you knew more.
Do you happen to know if he was a member?
You know, he never mentioned it, but he mentioned about taking me, so I'd assume I would have to be.
Yeah, no, if he was going to take you, that means he had to be able to get a guest pass. It's not uncommon for people to, what's the word I want to use? Find themselves suddenly in the employ of the Lunomic. He will pay people of particular skills to acquire knowledge on his behalf and add it to the sum total knowledge of the temple.
Is there any reasons why these librarians would want to be free?
I honestly don't know. I don't. I mean, apart from having gone to them to ask questions, it's not like they're chatty. The rumor has it that they were created by the Lunomic himself, which tends to make me think they are his things, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But no, I really honestly don't know. Like I said, that there were even librarians outside the temple sounds to me like they're free, but I don't know anything about their ways of being.
They weren't free. They were asking for help. Maybe that's why we have the pass. Anyway, you mentioned your father holds courts. What?
I mean, he's a vassal of Summer, so yes.
What do you know about politics or how treaties work?
Next to nothing. I'm a college kid studying extraplanar physics.
Your father's taught you nothing.
I'm his fifth son. It's not like I'm going to inherit.
You never know. That's
Fair
a different
enough.
conversation.
Fair enough. But if we get to the point where 5 down the line,
Oof.
I wind
I
up
can
with
make
the
it
house.
besides
No,
the
thank
point.
you.
How long have you been going to Five Spire?
I'm a sophomore, second year. 3
Mm.
semesters in, and I did a little intensive over the summer.
Have you ever been to Balmoral?
Oh, yeah, all the time. Where the best shopping is.
Do you know anything about their Baron?
I mean, he's a petty tyrant, but aren't they all?
Some are better than most.
Oh,
He's
okay.
honestly one of the worst ones.
Well, and like I say, I don't run into him. I don't get involved in politics. The guards keep everything in line. It's a fairly peaceful place, but no, I've never had any reason to deal with him to this point. Who knows though?
I'm gonna be real honest with you, and I really hope you can keep secrets.
Sure.
The Baron has a bounty on my head, as well as Lantras's.
What'd you and Lando get up to?
We broke a treaty. A treaty that he played an important part in.
How long ago?
And 5 months, 2 weeks, and 3 days.
Did you happen to see what flew overhead as we were setting up the tents?
Yeah, I did.
Was she involved?
She orchestrated the whole treaty.
It's a miracle either of you are still alive.
I do happen to think Lantras is a favorite of hers.
Have to be some damn favorite.
I think he's really good at his job.
Good at macrame.
Not. Yes, and so. Did you have anything else for Petrus?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. He will bid you good night unless you have anything else.
Just a sly, coy joke about macrame. Hope I didn't keep you too tied up. And just exit the tent. Trying to sneak back to my room.
Nice.
How much of that did Marge hear?
How good are Marge's ears? I mean, you're...
Marge hit a 24, so you tell me, sir.
Oh, okay, the perception check was to see her go in the tent, not to break the laws of physics.
That'll be your call. I mean, he would probably be like around the camp, but not.
I'm fine with you picking up bits and pieces, but do remember what that plot point was spent for.
Yeah, but what? We can talk about that later.
Okay. And we can clarify as we need, but
Yep.
anyone she has told that she does not know believes it as if it were a religious conviction. Continuing around the party, Aoife.
Hello.
If my memory serves, I asked you what you were up to, and you said you wanted to keep it a secret for now.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to share the secret with me, at least?
I think I had mentioned last time that we wanted to roll the bones
Yes, indeed.
for Diana.
So
And
I was-
nothing very specific, but more just a how is she really sort of vibe.
Very good. So you're in your tent, yeah?
Mhm.
You got your little bag and your cloth laid out. And you're looking after her well-being. I'll phrase it that way. And do you pick them up and rattle them? Is that the play, or do they come right out of the bag? Do you talk to them before they go down?
I would say that we sort of sit and have a little chat about what we want to know.
Okay. So you roll, and out they come. Are there any markings on the cloth, or is it just a convenient way to catch?
Yeah, not on the cloth itself, no.
Okay. So I'll say this. As the bones fall, you start to take inventory of what's where. There's the molar of a fawn that sits close to you. The worn, dull side facing you points away. There are claws from various swamp things. There's a bit of a raccoon tail. And the bone you acquired most recently, don't really know what it was in its previous life, other than now it has a iron nail sticking through it. The fawn falls close. The teeth scatter. And farthest away from you, steel pointed towards you, is the new bone. On balance, she is exactly as she appears to be. She is well. She is not in immediate danger. But something close comes for her.
Okay.
Anything else you need?
Nope, not tonight.
Okay. So, all the damn cards.
Everybody else bringing out their cards. I best bring
That's
out
right.
mine too.
Very good. Very good. As long as you got what you needed. So I think that brings us back around to Marcella, who is having a conversation in the ethereal plane with a middle-aged tiefling who just told her the world is probably about to end.
Yeah.
So, where do we pick up?
Well,
Do you want the line again?
yes, please.
Sure. She could be the end of all of you. Of everything.
I'm not going to lie to you. I've literally learned not to trust anything she tells me. So we don't have to worry about that part. I would like to circle back to this. I do actually have a few questions for you.
By all means, summer child, I have come a long way.
And I do appreciate that, I hope you know.
I will tell you what I can, but there are some things that she does not need to know.
Let me worry about that.
No, no, no. That's not how this works. I have been dealing with that ghost since she had her first body. I am the reason she no longer has it. So, while I like you, summer child, you seem like a very sweet kid, but I'm not entirely certain we're going to end up on the same side of this.
I really hope that's not the case.
You and me both.
Justin, you and I did talk about the fact that she is able to, if she is really trying to be able to
She can-
block Carmille from knowing things.
Yeah.
So I think as a sign of trust, she's going to ask Carmille a few, like, simple questions that pretty much no one would know. One of them they would know from Tooth or Truth, but again, this was well before she was past a point of maybe being able to fight her.
Yes.
Well, how about this? Really things I don't talk about. Camille, what's my middle name?
I don't remember.
Because she wouldn't know.
You've never told told me you have a middle name.
I do. She doesn't know it. She wouldn't know that. Up until a night ago. Only me, my mother, my father, and my godfather knew of that information. She doesn't know that.
Well, that's a neat trick.
I'm a little more than I think you think I am.
We'll see. Now, you said you had questions.
I do. What can you tell me about Petrus?
Apart from the fact that he's a royal pain in my ass.
Yes.
Petrus is... There's no other way to say this. He is the end of a very long breeding program. That boy was born to be a vessel.
Or
That remains to be seen. My previous understanding was that he would take on a Fey mantle of power. But I have learned a few things since you and I last ran into each other. And now I'm not so certain. I thought I would help you protect him. But now I'm not so certain you wouldn't be better off ending him.
does this perhaps have something to do with what the boy is?
Yes.
Now, to be very clear, I'm talking about the fact that, aside from being a royal pain in my ass, I watched that boy no more than 3 hours ago cast a warlock spell.
Oh. No. That's... that was merely a preparation. He has no idea what he was born for. He was given the powers as a child. I'm not even certain he knows his patron is the Queen Titania. But,
What?
as I say, I'm not certain what he knows or what he doesn't know.
Is this why Carmiel wants him so badly?
I'm starting to think yes.
This makes things a little more complicated.
You don't say.
Now, this may be a long shot, but, she mentioned something.
Yes.
Specifically to, and Marcella points to where Marge is pacing around the camp, because of course we can see him.
Mm-hmm.
To our dear, bear friend there, about the fires?
Yes.
Is this something you can tell me about?
Yes. Well, did she admit to starting them?
Would she ever?
Of course not. What, how do I ask this? What do you know of the Second Age?
What do I know of the Second Age, Justin?
It depends. Depends on how much you paid attention to the world meta. Um,
Ooh.
Pull it up on Google real quick.
The Second Age ended in a rain of fire, which burned for 15,000 years, nearly wiping out all life on this planet. And you can thank the thing that lives in your head for that. Since the last time you and I were acquainted, I have spent the intervening 20 years working out possible future histories. There's a very good chance that history is about to repeat itself.
Is there a way to stop it from doing so?
There are several possible ways. But here's my quandary. If I tell you what I think will come, then next time she gets into your head, she knows my game. I like you, but I'm not willing to risk that.
Can't blame you for that.
Summer child, you said it's been 10 years.
It has.
The whole time, the whole of the 10 years. When you go to sleep, is it like this?
Unfortunately, it is.
Child, I am sorry. But for just one night, I can make it up to you. Sweet dreams. He holds out a hand. I don't actually have enough dice for this, but I have the roll queued up. Hold on. Do you have 21d8 sitting around?
Yes.
But look, there are two people at this table that I imagine has that many dice. One is Nikki.
I'm
One
gonna
is Liz.
make the wild guess that Marcella does not have 106 hit points.
No. What is he doing?
Putting her to sleep.
He's giving you a good night's sleep for the first time in 10 years.
Oh,
Chauncey so
Night night.
Night, y'all.
And like that, he looks down at you, reaches out a hand, and parts the curtain into the material world, and steps out into the campsite. He leans down, gives Bix a scritch, makes certain that you are, in fact, comfortably in a position you can sleep, turns around and sees the fire. And he starts to take one step. And before his foot hits the ground, he is right next to the fire. He bends down, very close, holding out his hands. I'd forgotten how nice this feels. Marge, a tiefling just showed up by your campfire.
Alert.
yeah.
I didn't realize that Chauncey had Benadryl.
Yes.
Marge would look at the tiefling squatted by the campfire. If I'm seeing this right in my head,
Mm-hmm.
can I help you?
Gods above our hopes, so Winterborn. That one over there, she's going to be much harder to wake up than usual.
Is it your doing or the ghost's doing?
It's my doing to protect her from the ghost.
I do believe we will be friends then.
Gods above, I hope. Name's Shazgaroth, by the way, but you can call me Chauncey.
Sean's garage.
And he stands up and offers you his hand.
Marge would take it, being careful not to crush it.
Yeah. He would.
I am Marge.
Are you now? Well met, Marge. So, keeping first watch, I see. Be careful when you go the rest of the way to Five Spires. There is something lurking in those woods over there, dripping wet and pissed off. It's keeping its distance. I don't know what it means, but you should definitely be well.
Thank you for the information.
Of course. He's going to lean back down and just start warming his hands again.
Which way did he gesture?
Behind Marcella,
Okay.
which would be south in this case.
Is there anything you can tell me that will help me keep her safe from this parasite?
Depends on how much you know. I would say be careful for when it manifests. If you ever see it start to take over her features, there's a possibility it can take over her mind. Do not trust it. And when she is like that, be careful of what you trust of her. She means well, I can tell. But that thing is old and evil.
Pick that up when I spoke to it.
I imagine you did. Oh. Do you mean to go to Balmoral and stay for a while?
I know the plan is to go to Balmoral to drop off the boy for college.
Yes. Well,
After that, I do not know the plans. Or if there are even plans made as of yet.
if I am not mistaken, the Lunomic is in Balmoral right now. Do not let that shade anywhere near it. Out of curiosity, about what time did Diana leave that tent?
Mm,
Would she have
That's
seen this?
she probably would have missed it.
Okay, just checking.
She interrogated that poor boy.
She did. If you will forgive me, Marge, there is only so much I can say about all of this. I hope we meet again.
As do I.
He stands up, steps into the fire, and is gone.
That's when Diana would have come out the tent.
And she would
Perfect timing.
She would see Marge standing by the fire and go, interesting.
Is Marcella on the ground next to Marge?
Oh, she's a good ways away.
I was gonna say
Okay.
normally her MO is to lean back against a tree, but now she's got a Bix, so that's they.
Okay, I was just making sure she wasn't just laying by the fire and been like,
No, they've worked out
Should we move
begrudgingly
her?
that they sleep together because it's better for both of them.
feel like
Neither one of us cares
should we
for
move
it.
her? Feel like
With what he knows now, as Marge is making his round when he gets back on the Marcella side of the camp, he would stop and pull his cloak off and like cover, like tuck her in, for lack of a better word.
I'm here for this.
Best bear.
I'm the
Hi.
best bear. Oh, I think
We have
I
a
hear an Ollie.
small.
We have a small.
We've got an Ollie.
Hi,
He
Ollie.
is.
Hi, Ollie.
Hi, buddy.
Ollie. How you doing, baby? Oh, so good to see you.
Can say hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi.
Ollie.
Can you say night night?
Night night.
Hi,
Good
Ollie.
night.
Night night.
Night
All right,
night.
Oliver, pick your favorite person tonight.
Oh, I like
Cheater.
this
Abe.
Perfect. Very good. Justin, you have a Ollie inspiration. For what it's worth.
Damn it! I should have got the big otter.
All right, say,
This was my tribble from STA. I just turned it over.
oh, Oliver, can you say, get a good night's sleep?
one. Good night sleep.
Yep.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Buddy.
Good job, buddy.
Oh.
Mwah.
Mm,
Go to bed. I love you.
Sleep good.
Take Simba with you.
Change.
Sweet
Okay.
dreams,
Nay,
buddy.
nay.
Close the door behind you.
That is the best member of the Feyce cast. I don't
Oh,
care what
so
anybody
good.
says.
Absolutely.
For now.
I
My
love that
heart.
little boy so
right,
much.
for
For
now.
now.
Coming this June 2021, The Bean.
Oh, beans. Oh, wait,
Oh,
wrong.
Bean.
Wrong
The
show.
rest of us are turning into wine off.
It's true.
Excuse you, Justin and I will be wine uncles.
Okay.
No. Correction. You will be drunkles.
That works.
Completely fair.
I will say that's when my dad and his brothers get together. Usually it's over dinner and drinks, and they have self-adopted the term drunkles. So that's
For me.
the term of endearment in this family.
It can definitely be me. All right. So we have first watch dealt with. Passing off the watch to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Marge would probably pass the watch off to Diana, and then go post up near Marcella and Bix.
Okay. Diana, any business to take care of on watch?
Just sitting by the fire, cleaning swords. Trying to figure out what that one short sword does.
Ill.
Fuck.
Without any Marge close, it just sits there.
I say it's just right now. It's just a dark sword. There is a reason I asked you if you were going to catch Chauncey. Yeah, I know. So morning comes. You awake to clear skies, the sound of birds. Diana, you return to your tent for a moment to grab your water skin. It's not as you left it. On your pillow is a note and a little box and a single forget-me-not.
I take the forget-me-not and I put it in the little pouch that I keep at my hip.
Mm-hmm.
And I take the box and the note and I open the note to read it.
Would you care to share with the rest of the class, or are you going to keep this to yourself?
No, I'll share. I just have one moment.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like scenes like this, we really do need popcorn. Like,
Right?
I literally just want to sit here with like a bucket and be like, what is going to happen?
Missed, Abe, missed. I'm playing with therapy though. I can't type.
Oh,
And with that, the note reads, "My darling Diana, as the days stretch into weeks, the weeks into months, I find I miss you more and more. I apologize for not delivering this to you in person, but circumstances as they are. Recently, I was remembering your stories of the Silver Veil Festival and how you so adored the silver lanterns, the star candies, and dancing in the moonlight. One day, I hope to share this experience with you. I know that we will soon be together, and all the nonsense will be but a memory. Until then, this gift is as close as I can get. Yours always, Vandris.
And they were acquaintances.
Mhm.
Open.
Business partners, I'm
That's
sure.
right.
Yeah.
I open the box.
They And in it, you find a ring.
Oh, snap! That is not what I was expecting.
Would you care to show us the ring? There it is. Yes. A moon and single star. That's going to make me feel bad for what's coming.
I have feelings.
There goes the marshmallow into the sea.
Diana just slips the note into her pocket and walks out of her tent.
All right. So we are waking up. Marcella, you just sort of float back into consciousness right as the sun rises. From your first good night's sleep in 10 years. How do you deal?
I'm not gonna lie, Meg the player right now wants to cry. Because that is probably the single nicest thing anyone has done for her in like the last 10 years.
Oh,
Or that she's
I've been hanging on to that for a bit.
Okay, let me rephrase that. It's the first nice thing anyone she's let anyone do for her in the last 10 years. And by let, I mean she didn't really have a choice. Right. But yeah, I think she just kind of sits up and just kind of like blinks for a second and just kind of like looks around. Like not really sure what to do with that, because normally like I don't know what she's going to do when they figure this out, because she's basically like on watch 24/7.
Right.
And this is the first time in 10 years that she hasn't been. So it's weird. And she probably feels like a little panicky, like she's missed something. And then she looks and notices she has a cloak over her. It's just like, and then kind of like, so actually that's probably the best way to do it, to describe it. So when you actually do take a sleep aid, when you wake up in the morning and you're a little foggy, and it's like, you know, you're looking at your own things, but you're like, it just like takes a minute to process
Register
them.
what? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like she sees this and just kind of, Marge, is this yours?
Yes.
Would you like it back?
If you are done sleeping, Chauncey said you may rest well.
I'm sorry, who?
Chauncey?
And at this point, she's like gotten up and walked over and handed Marge his cloak back.
Oh,
and
he was still sitting next to her. Like,
oh, I didn't realize you were like sitting next to her.
Yeah,
Okay.
he sat down next to her at the end of his watch.
She kind of leans in a little closer, drops her voice. It's like, how do you know who Chauncey is?
I spoke to him at the campfire.
I've had too many questions for one day. Here you go.
Day has hardly begun.
Mhm. Well, as far as you guys know, yes.
How's everyone else starting their day?
Nia wakes up. Good morning, everyone. A lovely morning. So, elephant in the room, probably wondering why a halfling and a couple of thugs are after me. Short answer, I had the wrong client at the wrong time. Diana, can I see that sword, please?
And the long answer.
Which sword?
The one that glows.
I unsheath the sword and hand it to Nia. Very carefully.
You don't have to unsheath it. I just need the sword. Alfie, darling, this is going to sound very strange. Do you have an owl feather on you, perchance?
Aoife like literally reaches into her hair,
Yeah, I love it.
pulls a feather out.
Thank you. Nia sets the sword in her lap and takes the feather, and she pulls out a pearl from her bag, and she begins to focus a little bit, and she says, well, the long answer is just about that, except the man who I had seen as a client might have also come to harm at some point, and they think it's me. So,
Important question.
Was it?
Was it you?
perhaps, but not.
I
It's
actually,
hard to explain.
I think the more important question is, did he deserve it?
Oh yes,
Oh.
they always do.
And will he send more short people?
I'm not sure. Again, I only knew that this man was bad, and no one would really miss him. At least that's what I assumed. I'm not some assassin. I'm just a lady who takes coin from those, and if I happen to also be with someone that perhaps won't be missed, also take care of that as well.
Marcella was with Nia when we passed by the guy in Gibson's Ferry. I'm assuming she would have noticed that exchange. Yes? Nia?
Yes.
Marcella's actually going to kneel down next to you, and she is going to whisper this to you because she's not sure that you would want to share this with everyone. Is this similar to the gentleman in Gibson's Ferry?
Yes. Except I didn't take coin from him. He had my bracelet. I was just taking back what rightfully belonged to me. Also dealing with some trash as well.
Did you take something else from him?
I don't have to tell you that.
I know you don't.
It's best for now if you don't know.
And she just kind of nods at you and leans back and... So what are you doing?
You all remember the night before we had our drinking excursion. We learned so much about one another. It was phenomenal. I went on a little walk, made a little coin, and on my way back, a little birdie told me a new spell. And I'd seen it before. I'm trying to do it now on this sword. Hopefully when I'm done with it, it should tell me what it does. It takes a minute though. I'm reading its aura and all of that.
Take all the time you need.
Reading the sword's aura. I love that.
She's just
Nia is
picking up good
essentially-
vibrations.
She's casting Identify, but we're having some fun with it.
Yes.
Giving it some flavor.
Giving it some flavor.
Love it.
I have to go actually look up Identify.
I can.
I've got it.
Okay, cool.
Magic can be an item, learn its properties and how to use them. That should be cute. Whether it requires
goody.
attunement to use, how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether the spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the spell is created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. Shit, okay. I may be about to bullshit a thing. Well, no, I know what it does. It's the did a spell create it? That's a hard one. All right.
Me too.
So the long and short of this is that this is a +5 magic sword.
You see Nia's eyes kind of do this. She goes,
But the +5 is only against druids. And it glows when it's near druidic magic.
Oh.
"See, I see.
Uh-huh.
Well then, I know what the sword does, and
Please, Nia, sweetheart, tell me what it does. I have been wondering. Some kind of terribly.
one moment. Marge, dear, come here. The sword is still sheathed. She's not unsheathing it. Come here. Sit next to me.
Mark goes and stands next to Nia.
She says, bend down. She doesn't know. She's gonna have to. She's trying to whisper to you, but your head is like up here.
Marge leans down.
The sword begins to faintly glow.
Nia kind of like gently like kind of pushes it up to the side. Marge, dear. This sword is used against druids. Are you perhaps also druidic as well as a fighter?
Yes.
Do the others know? Or
I
do you
don't know.
want them to know?
I don't know if they know. Like, would they have picked up that his magic is druidic?
I mean,
He's not hid anything he's done.
no, he hasn't got enough way to hide anything. It's obvious that he's spoken to animals. He
And
also
Mark-
is functionally a walking tree. which by itself could explain druidic magic all by itself.
Mhm.
And Marcella did straight up ask you.
Well, Marcella would know,
Yeah.
but like Marge has given her a very specific answer.
Hmm. I think she would have pieced it together from what you told her, but yeah, she straight up asked you.
I will leave it to an Arcana check. How about that? For people who have not been told, let's call it DC 16. DC 16 Arcana check.
Ken's paying attention because I also thought about this. The very first episode, Diana said, I'll take that. Druids don't touch metal.
That's right, she did.
Mhm.
Yeah, because that is right. Marge did say in the first episode, "I'm a druid. I don't touch metal."
That's right.
Okay, sorry.
I
I'd forgotten
remember Diana
kinda
saying
ended
it
up
too,
with
but
the
that's yeah.
Okay. Well, I couldn't remember if Marge had told the party or not. I knew Diana had... Anyway. Cool. Never mind. Nia is just like, no, she still makes you bend down and she says, this sword is meant to fight druid. I wanted you to know, in case you wanted to make a decision. It's a phenomenal sword, but it only is at its peak against druids.
Well, if our paladin is true to her word, when she knows what it does, it will be returned to its owner.
Who doesn't know what it does?
It does not. Nia looks at everybody. Is Petrus out yet? Is Petrus woken up?
He's a college kid. He's probably still passed out in his
Perfect.
tent until somebody comes and gets him.
In his pile of rope.
Yeah, right. He's a little tied up at the moment. That's fine.
Okay.
I see what you did there.
Rewrapping that shit's annoying.
And
It is if it's not magical rope. So,
everyone, I have deduced this sword's vibes and its chakras. It is a normal sword unless it encounters a druid, and then it becomes a very powerful weapon against druidic individuals. Which is why it glows in the presence of our good friend Marge here.
Someone knew Petrus was in danger of being kidnapped by a druid.
Someone knew before he came into our service. Didn't tell the boy what the sword would do.
But I think that means we need to ask Petrus who gave him the sword.
I believe he said his father did. I know we were all a little drunk, but I do think his father.
Hmm.
We'll resume after her break.
That's where we're going to break. Thank you all for hanging out. Go do all the things, hydrate, eat if you have not, take care of yourselves, and we will see you in 15 minutes. See you in a bit, friends. Welcome back, everybody. So, I believe we had just found out what the definitely not a nightlight does.
Wait. Small bit of housekeeping first.
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
That's because I saw it going around in the chat.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you guys did miss a little bit of information. You will not be missing that information much longer. Did not realize how quickly this conversation was going to happen. So there will be another audio-based video coming to you guys by, I believe, Friday at the latest. that will fill you in and fill in some of those blank spots for you.
Yeah.
A
Sorry about that. I didn't-
4.5.2 of sorts.
I missed that we were referencing some things that happened audio only. My apologies.
Yeah, I forgot until that's somebody was like, Steph actually texted me. She's like, did I miss information? I'm like,
Let's call it 4.75.
yes. Okay. But yeah, also if Jeffrey Lindsay is still in the chat, you were right about some things. And sir, I applaud you. So please look for that 4.75 because you were spot on and I'm a little mad about it.
Well played. Okay, so now that we know we have a druid slaying short sword, that is, as we say, definitely not just a nightlight. Do we intend to do anything about it?
Diana, you did say you would give the sword back to Petrus when we found out what it does. And we also get to ask him who gave him the sword. Nikki can't remember if he said his father. I thought he said someone shoved it in my hand before I met you. That's what Nikki remembers.
Which sounds roughly like what I remember.
I intend to keep my promise. I know what it does. We'll give it back to him as soon as he comes out of his goddamn tent.
Why don't you go
Perhaps
check
we
on
should
him
just
again?
wake him up. Oh. Marcella looks at Marge and looks at Diana. What does he mean again?
Needed help with macrame last night. I go over to the tent and just unzip it or undo it. Just enough to kind of peek in and be like, yo, Petrus, can you please wake up and get a move on? We have to get you to school.
Is it exams?
You're going to be late for your first day, sweetheart.
I packed you a lunchbox.
His eyes open and kind of roll around. Just lie right. It's fruit salad.
It's all you need for exams.
His eyes kind of roll around. Oh, right. Yep. Hold on. And you see him start to stir. He had the good sense to put on a shirt, since apparently people don't believe in knocking.
What is there to knock? There's no door.
Well, you can tap on the tent flap. Like there's a way to make sound to let someone know you're coming in.
You can also just say, "Are you shirted?
Are you decent?
You're decent.
Stop.
Are you shirted?
Sorry, I couldn't think of the word decent for some reason. My mom brain is so bad today, guys. It's
okay. It's okay.
I was just gonna say, please.
Phrasing, chat.
Yeah, chat.
Wow, y'all.
Behave.
Wow.
The green card is just for chat.
You know we don't address you until we have to.
You know who you are.
Oh, behave.
I mean, but behave, please.
we have a show to run. Jeez.
Or maybe don't, because that was kind of great. All right. So yeah, it doesn't take him long to like kind of groggily wander out of the tent. And in sort of the noble fashion, he just sort of walks over, sits down by the fire, like he's waiting for someone to just bring him things. Because he's never learned any different. He just pops, like I said, he just plops down, crosses his legs. It's
Aoife
cold out.
puts
He's
a
getting warm.
mug of tea in his hand.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. He almost ma'amed you again.
I take the short sword back from Nia and I just kind of crouch down like eye level. And I present it. We figured out what this does. But before I give it back, who gave this to you again?
Dad.
That's what I thought.
He takes the sword. Do you want to tell me what it does?
You're sure you don't know what it does?
Look, I realize
Just making sure?
we haven't been around each other that much, but like, I don't fake being clueless. It just happens sometimes. What the hell is the sword?
One more
The
question.
sword
He's
is-
very self-aware.
One more question. One more question. Did your father say anything to you before sending you off with the sword?
He literally handed it to me and said, just in case you need it.
Very creepy.
Make sure not to lose it.
The sword is pretty mundane until you face a druid with it. At that point, it becomes immensely stronger.
Immensely.
Who would want to stab a druid?
Apparently, your father.
There are
Also,
quite a few who would see my kind no longer in the world.
He does a double take at my kind. But knows not to ask too many questions. Okay, well, thank you for returning my sword. I don't know how on earth you found out what it did, but
I aligned its chakras.
I had a little help.
I was going to say magic.
Oh no, it was definitely magic.
Yeah, that. I figured that was pretty self-explanatory at this point.
Nia holds up the feather and says, "A little birdie told me," and she hands it back to Eva.
Oh, thank you.
she tucks it back in her hair. Is that what's... Yeah,
Yep.
very good.
So, sorry to get you up so suddenly, and sorry to throw this on you, but I need you to strap that sword on your hip, and we gotta go.
As you say, my lady. He starts cinching things down, and like he wants to finish whatever the hell it was Aoife handed him, but also like he's just been given directions by someone who's much better with a sword than he is.
Fair.
So yeah, Ken, I swear to God. Sorry. Straps it back on, and he's kind of trying to put himself together. I guess everyone else is striking camp. Is this what's going on?
Yes.
No, it doesn't take you long to wrap things up. Get everything situated, tied down, that sort of thing.
Tied down, tied up, however you like it, sweetie.
However you want it.
You just hear Marcella just mumble from behind you, thinking you can't hear her. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh, I don't threaten.
And the look on her face is just like,
She guarantees a good time.
For the right price. Anyway.
if I recall correctly, you said you wouldn't take any of us even if we paid you.
I did say that, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Can we not bring up that part of the conversation?
Oh, we
Why,
can bring up the other one.
Petrus? Why, Petrus? Are you a little
It's just-
concerned we'll bring up a specific part of it?
He's just blushing furiously,
Mm.
paying very close attention to his drink.
Look, no one can blame you. She is beautiful.
I think most of the people in this party are quite eye-catching.
Just for the record, Aoife is like literally 110% not paying attention to this conversation.
Why we love you.
Marcella looks at you and Nia, and she just goes, you say that, but you have not seen me at my worst.
I think you at your worst is still better than many people at their best, so I'll take those chances, thank you.
As I've said, you've not seen me at my worst.
And if you ever do let me see that, I might rescind my statement about not taking any coin from you.
Hey, Justin.
Yes.
If you ever get the chance to see that, you may want to run.
We're traveling north,
It's
correct?
negotiable.
No, you are you are traveling at the moment. You will be traveling.
Sorry. Oh no.
So-
I'm so sorry.
that's okay.
Continue. the game. Don't mind us.
I'm
No,
gonna
you're
mute
good, yeah.
myself. I'm just gonna mute myself. It's fine.
Just murdering Meg.
You are traveling southeast. You will catch a road that traffic flows due east and west.
Okay. So, as we're preparing to move out, Marge would look at the party. Be on your guard as we move. Something tells me there is something waiting on our path ahead.
Do you know what it might be that's waiting for us ahead?
What was the descriptive he gave?
Wet and pissed off.
Just that it is wet and pissed off.
Ah.
Well, that could be a lot. Swords out. Marge.
Freezing.
I-
Freezing is
I-
bad on all of this.
I do not believe swords out while we walk would be the best solution, because any party we cross may see us as a threat and
Mhm.
attack, but do be on the alert
Noted.
and keep your eyes and ears peeled.
Nia, sweetheart, don't be whispering sweet nothings in my ear on this trip.
But it's so fun. Fine.
No stealth flirting. Got it.
No stealth
Alright.
flirting today. Damn.
So, if we are striking off,
Sneaky snooty, come for that booty.
No, that's that would be Petrus.
Yeah.
Swiggity smooty coming for that booty.
Wait,
damn it.
we got a city we gotta get to.
Don't you have a boy to drop off or something?
We have to drop off a child.
All right.
We have places to see, things to do.
As we are heading off, yes, places to see, people to do. I need everyone to roll me DC 18 perception checks, please.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yikes.
It might help if I wasn't rolling my dice right into my pile of dice.
I've been known to.
Meh.
Natural 20.
That is a nat
Oh,
20.
Nice.
Me over here with my 6.
Thank you. Thank you, Die Hard.
Dirty 20.
21.
Okay.
Nia is
Everyone
So
but Nia,
focused on-
apparently. You catch sight of what was wet and pissed off.
What was?
Yes. It's now
Past-
dry and pissed off.
Oh, I see. Sure.
Seems your little halfling friend didn't drown. He's keeping to the trees. He hasn't done anything. But he's not half as sneaky as he thinks he is. I rolled that DC, by the way. That was a stealth check. So, yes, Marcella.
I would like to send Bix in to get him.
Would you now?
I would.
yes, ma'am.
What exactly are you telling Bix to do?
Bixley,
Yes.
can you go retrieve the not so sneaky halfling, please? Dead or
Okay.
alive, I don't really mind.
If I kill him, do I get to eat him?
I mean, if you'd like, just maybe
Is
out of
Marcella
sight.
saying this out loud or in telepathically?
Just
This is all
telepathically.
telepathic.
Yeah.
Were you hoping for phrasing?
No, Nia was
Oh,
gonna be
okay.
like, "Oh, is he still following us? Get a piece of his clothing so I can send it as a con." No.
Oh, I was gonna say because that she'll look at you. She's kind of looking. She looks at Bix when she does this,
Yeah.
so you know she's talking to him, and then she just, what? Hold on a second, and she looks at me and goes, "Do you care if he's dead or alive?"
Who?
Oh, I'm sorry. It seems our halfling friend did not, in fact, drown. She is whispering this to you just to not tip him off.
Yeah.
Vix would like to know if he kills him, if he can eat him.
You may eat him, but leave something of personal effect on him so that I can send it back. That's all.
You heard the lady.
As you wish. One more roll, excuse me.
Do you want me to roll a stealth check for Vix?
I just did.
Ah, okay. He's got a +6 to his stealth.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That makes it a 25.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
Now,
That's my boy.
intense.
to meta for just a moment, do you want him dead or alive?
I would prefer him alive.
Okay.
That she will reiterate that after, I would prefer him alive, but once we're done with him.
Okay. You hear loud cussing and halfling. And you don't really see either of them until Bix walks back out of the tree line, hauling him by the neck of his cloak. There are noticeable scratch marks down his arm and across his face, as he did not come willingly. But he will drag him directly to your feet, kind of like cats leave birds and lizards and whatnot. He just kind of drags the halfling and leaves him there and then sits.
Marcella reaches into her bag and hands Bix a little fish snack. But now.
Was that really necessary? You could have just called.
Oh, no. And I see you've learned the hard way. You listen to the cat.
That ain't no cat, lady.
Oh, I'm aware.
He starts to stand up and brush himself off. So, now as I'm here, you sent your little enforcer after me.
Mm-hmm.
What you want?
What exactly do you want with our dear Nia? And think about what this enforcer just did to you before you decide to lie to me.
Ain't no sense in lying to you. She told you what she's done.
I know what she's told me. I want to know why you're here. Specifically why you're here.
Specifically,
Mm-hmm.
I was here to do a whole other job. She wasn't, discreet the other night. I was performing on stage. I know who she was. I know what she's worth back in Festa Flanton. And so I'm like, hey, this bar gig sucks. Let me pick up something else. So I decide, why not? Me and my boys pick up a little extra coin, haul her down the river, and they're over.
Bottom feeder.
It's a living.
Mm.
Now, apparently I'm worth something. I just had to go and speak to the boss. What exactly does my wanted poster say? Or is
Holy-
it just...
They ain't no poster.
I see.
And my understanding is the price is negotiable based on the condition of the merchandise.
At this point, Marge is going to step up behind him and go, and was the price worth your 3 friends?
They knew what they was getting into. I don't know, I'd call them friends. Puig's damn near killed me twice.
That sounds like a really good friend then.
Hmm.
He could have killed you twice.
Good point. I like the way you think, lady.
Do
You decide to
Well-
switch sides. I'll split it with you.
Or I
you
could
really
just
think?
split you.
you really think I would send my cat in after you, drag you out here to ask you questions if I was thinking about switching sides.
Oh, no, you tell me.
Marcella looks at Bix and just goes, "Can you please?" And just the Bix leans in and just low growls in his face.
Yes, well. So, you mean to let the not a cat here finish me off? Or we're going to part our
Depends.
ways?
Well, it depends.
On what?
I don't ever want to see your face in proximity to me or any of them ever again. You so much as think about laying a finger on this one, and she points to Nia, ever again, you'll have more than the cat to worry about.
Tell you what, then. I can promise you just won't see me. And I can promise when the time comes, won't be my finger. He vanishes.
Marge, would you mind?
I mean, I could, I can, but it will coat all of us as well.
And then we all screwed.
Nia is...
And without knowing which direction he moved or ran, it would be a shot in the dark.
Does his
Do me a
blood
favor.
does
Rolls.
his
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
does his blood turn invisible with him?
Yes.
Would it reappear after he stepped out of an area?
I was actually going to say, Marge, roll me either perception or nature. DC 10. This would be an easy thing Marge would think to check for.
That's 16 on the dice.
Okay. There are no footprints in the dirt of him leaving.
Marge is going to reach down to where he was and just grab.
There's nothing there.
This is different.
He's not on a boat.
Got it. Well, should the worthless half pint show up again, just know I won't let Bix bring him back alive.
Thank you. Goodness, not even sending his own vent, sending hired help.
I figured the halfling would have learned.
I was just about to
time.
say, look, darling, I even know you're worth more than that.
I guess they will never be on your level.
No, they're too short. They only come up to my knees.
Marcella elbows Marge.
Don't.
That was bad even for you.
I'm offended on behalf of my halfling PC.
We love Al.
Hey, get a step stool and do something about it.
All right. So,
But I am sorry for the inconvenience of that.
Oh, it's fine. I gotta let him play.
Is it?
you can almost feel Bix purring as much as you can hear it.
I got to eat thing. Well, no.
Sort of a low V8 rumble. Just kind of.
Love it.
Marcella kneels down, and I'm sure he hates it, but she just ruffles his face and just.
Oh no, he'll eat it up. He
Yeah,
he can. I'm not a cat. All he wants to. Like he's just or she. Sorry.
Yeah, she's learned at this point. She just kneels down. She's on one knee, and she just. You are the best boy. She loves her creepy cat.
Through a crystal, and it's just like, my God.
She loves that cat. if you asked her about it, she will deny it.
We all deny everything. It's great.
She will absolutely deny it, but she loves this cat.
I say the only one of you who will be telling the truth is I'm pretty sure Diana has 7 more to go. Did I miscount? I see that look.
I answered the voice questions.
Okay, I've lost count then.
We'll go back.
You better go back and read what I posted in the back chat.
Yeah, because I saw it too.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We can argue about plot points later.
We can debate this afterwards.
Yes, we can. So, do you continue on your way? Do you
We do.
change configuration? Who's with the boy?
Marcella is hanging back towards the back of the party, and she
Okay.
she would motion to Marge. She has some things she wants to talk to Marge about.
Once the wet and pissed off thing was dealt with, that is
Yes.
now dry and pissed off thing, Marge would probably let Diana or whoever take the lead.
We
All right.
following the leader.
Okay, so the rest of the trip to the main road is more or less uneventful. This road is big enough to admit a single cart, but if two met coming the opposite way, somebody have to pull over to let the other one by. The main road is something altogether different. At the point you would join it, it's probably 4 carts wide, give or take. Well packed, and currently being well traveled. By the time you get there, there are carts going in either direction, in either distance. A few people walking on foot. You can see where there are little spots where people can pull over and rest for the night or do whatever. As you start to turn east, it doesn't take long before you start seeing more houses and little roadside shops and cafes and whatnot. Did I get a walking order? Who's where?
Diana's
Margie's in the back.
first.
Diana's first.
Nia's second.
Okay.
I will be walking with Petrus.
Okay.
And then probably Marge and Marcelo.
And M. Very good. In that case,
Put up, dear.
Mhm.
We'll say to Diana.
Oh.
If you didn't have it already up.
I do now.
There we
Now,
go.
as it got more town-ish,
Populated.
I will put it up.
So yeah, I need. We'll start with a DC 18 perception check from Marge and Marcella, please.
No, that's the 3 on the die.
22.
22. Okay.
Same.
Not long after you joined the main road, you pass by a little roadside hut. There's a little old lady sitting outside, petting her big black dog. Wasn't long before she got up and started walking. Right now, she's about 100 yards behind you. And you're pretty sure she's gaining. Which little old lady with a cane probably shouldn't be able to do.
Marcelo. The little lady behind us is moving unusually quick. With her said it's big dog. Are we talking like Mastiff?
Give or take, yeah. Great Dane kind of
As you say this, Marcella kind of stretches. Like we've been walking for a while, and she's trying to stretch her neck to look behind her. And I see ya.
Is there a way you can let the others know?
She lowers her voice and leans in. Fortunately, dear, doesn't work like that.
Out of curiosity, do you say anything to Bix?
Yeah. She would have at least gotten his attention.
Well, isn't that interesting?
What do you got?
That's not a dog.
Huh. And what is it?
It's a yeth hound.
I'm sorry, a what?
It's a creature from the outer darkness. Which probably means that's not a little old lady.
And then out loud she just goes, "Oh, well, that's not good." Would you mind sharing that information with a friend here?
Sure.
She's asking Bix to relay that information directly to you, Marge.
Hello there, Bear Man.
Hello, Kitty.
Yes, well, that thing behind you is known as a yeth hound.
Would Marge know what that is?
Yes.
Would Marge also know what it's likely accompanied by?
Roll me DC 15 history.
That is a 15 on the dot.
That's a hag.
Mm. We do not need to interact with whatever that is behind us.
I understand that. That's Marcella looks at Bix again and in her head tells him, go and tell the boy. And tell the boy to tell everyone else.
Quietly.
Because Marcella knows, so that she's saying this in her head.
Yeah.
But she knows, and that's if Bix looks at her, he'll know. And if he doesn't get it, quietly, please.
As you wish. And she kind of pads off ahead. And best you can tell, like if you didn't know what was going on, you'd have no idea Petrus got the message.
Mm-hmm.
He just keeps right on walking, never misses a beat. But in turn, each of you gets a ping inside your head in Petrus's voice, letting you know that you're being followed by a creature of the outer night and its companion. Marge, it's 25 yards closer.
I shift back and let Nia take front. I start lagging just a little bit behind, just ever so slightly.
Good afternoon, Diana. How is your walk going so far?
Going wonderfully, Marge. How was yours?
The birds are singing, the sun is shining, the grass is green. It is a beautiful day.
And how are you, Marge?
You see his hand tightens on his quarterstaff as he's walking. Curious.
As always, as always.
Nia's gonna drop back next to this on me. So Aoife's on one side, Nia's on the other. Definitely loops her arm in his arm, just like, don't worry. We're going to enjoy all the shops later. Fine.
While Marge is walking and having this talk with Diana, so everything appears natural, his focus is intently behind him, listening for footsteps to get closer.
You still can't hear it. But above you, and a little... oh, does Aoife have a question? I'm sorry.
I do have a question quickly.
Yes.
I would like to take a moment to cast message and ask Petrus, is there any reason why someone would not want you to get back to 5 Spires?
Not that I know of.
All right.
Crack them bones.
Ready for a fight. Let's do it.
Yeah. So,
We don't want to do that.
just,
We'll be
Just-
fine. We'll be fine.
yeah, above you and to yourself. You hear a great roar and a whooshing of wings.
Hmm.
What do you do?
Fuck.
Turn, duck, and draw my shield.
Yeah, drop with Petrus, like down.
Yeah, cover Petrus.
Perfect.
This is a civil service duty. Wow. Like, we're delivering mail and everyone wants it.
I need each of you, please, to make me a DC 12 Dex save.
Less, that's a 15.
Okay.
16.
Thank God.
Ooh.
Dex save.
You said 12?
Yes.
On the dot.
Okay.
Ooh.
I got a 19 on the die plus 4, 23.
Okay, you're fine.
Ooh.
Aoife,
7.
7. Oh,
It's
dear Aoife.
fine.
I'm
It's
sorry.
fine.
You found a Bix.
Wait. Oh no, I was supposed to do this before we found out the. Never mind. I can't get.
Nope.
Wait. We all start with inspiration, though, don't
That's
we?
correct.
We all
You do?
start with
That's
one
right.
reroll.
It's just a
Good
D6.
time to
right?
remember. Huh?
No,
No,
one
you
reroll.
no.
Full
You
of
reroll
reroll.
the D20.
Okay.
Yep.
15.
Okay.
Ah.
Good, because I was about to feel really guilty.
Aoife didn't die. Yay.
Yes. You did not take the 28 points of damage that was coming to you.
Ooh.
Yes. As you all duck and cover, from behind you is a streak of lightning. The very fact that you ducked, which was meant to distract you, in fact, save your asses, as it flies overhead and strikes the ground in front of you, blowing a 20-foot hole in the dirt. Now we roll initiative.
Yes.
Great.
Ooh. Marge
use-
wants this fight.
I'm going to.
That's a nat 20.
That's a 10.
Okay, I'll keep it.
That's a 5.
That's a 10 from Diana.
All right.
I
Aoife,
also
out of your
got a
five?
10.
No, that was a Marcella 5.
That was Marcella. I think we determined last time that Neo was more dexterous than
Yes.
Diana. Yes. All right.
We keep ending up in initiative together. What's
We
up
do.
with that?
We're
Aoife,
meant
where did
to
you land,
be.
friend?
18.
18. Very good.
Yeah, no, I've been spending too much time around Liz because now when I roll bad, I'm like, ugh.
Oh, yeah, it's not good.
All right.
It's a
So
5.
our initiative order will be Marge, Aoife, the Hag, Mia, Diana, Petrus, and Lucy, Marcella, and the Yeth Hound.
Last.
Marcella, this is me reminding you that Vix will take her turn with you.
Okay.
All right. Marge. Now, about 100 feet behind you, you have a Hag and a Yeth Hound. What you gonna do?
Or does the whole ass look like a hag now?
No, she still looks like a little lady.
Oh, okay. So it's the same.
Querulously pointing a cane at you.
Bum ba bum ba bum 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 bum. Second. You said
Yep.
100 feet? Cool. Marge is going to move 30 feet towards her. Actually, 60 feet towards her. He's going to double move. And then you're going to see a beam of moonlight drop on her head.
Okay.
Nice spell.
Red spell.
Yep. Need a con save DC 15.
That's 16 on the dice, and she gets +3.
Okay, so that means half damage. Also a shape changer. Exit saving throw with disadvantage. If it's a shape changer, it has disadvantage on that save.
On a technicality, yeah, hold on. Second roll was a 15.
But still be so 15, so it would take 7 points of damage. And if it starts or ends its turn there, it will take damage again.
I can tell you right now it won't. That all for you? Yeah, because you took dash to
that's
double
all
move, right?
I can do currently.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, if it starts its turn there, it is engulfed. Yeah, so
Aoife, what you bringing?
Is it an action or is it a bonus action to reach into my hip bag and pull something out?
Interacting with a one object per turn is a free action.
If it's a shape
Fantastic.
changer, it gets disadvantage. If it failed, never mind.
yeah, it didn't fail.
Free action to interact with an object.
I would like to reach into my hip bag and pull out a small vial of seawater.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 49. Oh wait, we decided 25% it was available, correct?
Correct.
Anything over 25. So
Yep.
I pull out a small vial of seawater
Doo-doo.
and I am going to hold my spell
You are.
until their turn.
Somebody green card for me.
All right. You are holding an action. You don't necessarily have to hold a bonus action. Do you have anything to do with a bonus action?
Position myself directly in front of Petrus.
Okay. As it turns out, it's the hag's turn.
It is.
I
And
love
it's-
that laugh, Liz.
I really wish I could do like the super good evil laugh, but I'm no good at it.
Okay.
Hey,
Yes.
Justin, can I get another DC 15 con save since she's starting her
Oh,
turn
she
in the
is starting
moonlight?
her turn. That's right. It is starting, not ending.
Either or.
That would be an 11.
Oh, awesome. they instantly revert to their true form,
Yes, well,
and she is going to take 18 points of radiant damage.
Ooh, the lolly.
Ooh, baby.
I will take some of that. Thank you.
hold on.
I would just.
Minus-
That's delicious. Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, y'all. One of these days, I'm gonna have a bad guy like survive more than one round in combat. I swear to
You
God.
know, I was gonna say that's the sigh we always get from Justin. It's like, oh, we're ruining his fun.
Oh, no! I'm having fun. Let's be clear. I just like her to do like one or two things, possibly.
She did one thing.
Nah.
She tried to shoot us in the back.
She did.
Backstabber.
Backstabber. So she is going to close to get considerably closer. Kind of trying to cut an arc around Marge and Aoife. She's trying to get around to the other side of you. As she does, and she doesn't know what's coming, even though I do. It's brilliant. I love it. Aoife does a 17 meet your armor class.
Yes.
Have to ask.
yes, it does.
Well, before you manage to get off yours, he gets off something that looks kind of familiar to you,
Oh?
as it's a poison spray,
Ooh. No bueno.
for which you take 9 points of damage. And I believe you have a held action.
If at any point she opened her mouth for any reason, I am casting Create Water.
Okay.
That is 10 gallons of seawater.
Yes, I
Yeah.
get it.
Ew.
Man.
I get
and
there.
I do not remember what we decided when we spoke about this last time for damage. So
Yes, well. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. I need more dice.
I love
so
that
happy.
response. That one
Uh,
works for me.
hold
I'm
on.
happy.
FBI agent, this is for D&D. Please don't flag me.
Oh,
How much damage does 10 gallons of water do to a person if you shove it immediately into their mouth?
That's a great question. I too would like to know.
1.5 pints of air.
I'm going to treat this as 4d6.
Okay.
Wait a minute. No, you're casting at level 1, right? And that's 20 gallons.
I'm a warlock, so
That's-
no. It doesn't say that I create up to 10. You create up to 10 gallons of water. It's just the space in which I can create it gets bigger. So the area is now 35 feet as opposed to 30 if I were to make it fall as rain in a cube. But I'm not. So it's just 10 gallons of water
All right.
straight in her mouth.
Right in her mouth. Hold on.
Mhm.
Hold on. Well, as you're casting the second level,
As
we're going to
per
go
usual,
48.
get wrecked.
I would just really like shoving things in people's mouths and making them explode.
Really gotta
Phrasing.
bring the big guns.
I don't know where my phrasing card went.
I hope y'all find it soon.
So that would be
Make them spell
21
out
points of damage.
Oh.
Ooh.
Is that still 46? I just want to write it down for
No,
Later.
I went to D8 because you cast it at second level.
4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
48.
okay, cool. I'll make a
Does
note.
that mean third level is 4d10?
I'll make a note. We'll discuss the damage for later. It's cool.
Yep.
I was gonna say I would like to make it clear for chat. This is something that was talked about before it ever happened in the game. This
Yes.
green card is for the whole party.
Yes.
Yes. Oh no. Yes.
Yes.
We are ecstatic. We love this. This is great.
Hey, Liz,
Yo,
what's your spell save DC?
13.
Ooh, girl. Bless you.
Does not drown.
Damn it.
Can't win them all,
Yes.
but I mean,
She will be for the rest of this combat turn coughing seawater out of her lungs.
yeah.
She will be unable to take a reaction, and will roll checks at disadvantage.
Bless.
Wonderful.
So, That brings us to Nia.
Wonderful.
March, because you'd know. Green Hag.
Green hag.
Not aquatic.
I want to go to her.
No gills.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna look at her and my voice gets all whispery as I look at her hacking form. I'm just like, you're gonna run away and never come back. As I cast Dissonant Whispers on her. She needs to make a wisdom save, DC 15.
She fails with an 8.
She takes 18 points of psychic damage and runs away. Runs away from me.
Okay.
Has to use her whole. Well, actually, she can't take reactions, can she?
No.
Okay, so she doesn't move.
You still but how long does the runaway effect last?
I mean, that's immediately as soon as she fails the save. Then she runs. She uses her reaction right now to run.
Run away.
But
Okay.
if she and he is going to turn to Diana and be like, Eva couldn't explode her. I assume you're going to now chop her up, Marshmallow, and give you bardic inspiration.
Slap chop returns.
Yes.
Yeah, that does in fact bring us to Diana.
I want to use my channel divinity enchanted weapon. Great sword is out.
Yep.
I'm going to.
That's the only sword you've got now.
I was being specific just for the sake of all of our friends. Make sure they knew. So, I'm gonna get as close as I can.
You can get right on
And-
top of her.
That's a 23 to hit.
Nice.
You were looking for a 17.
I rolled a 17 on the die, so that's sweet.
The thing you did.
So, with my enchanted weapon, my sword glows, emits a bright light within 20 feet, and does an extra 2d10 psychic damage.
Fancy. Get her.
Poor Justin.
Get her.
Hey, hold on. GM, you can't roll your eyes at that. You approved that.
You
I know I
approve
did.
this.
I know I did.
Somebody come get her.
So,
She's gonna eat the weed.
I just need to remember to up the CR by 2 for everything y'all deal with. That's me not
So that
balancing the
is-
counter correctly.
It is 10 as base damage. And then the extra that's 19 damage total.
How do you kill it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just you forget that
So-
sometimes characters can band together and yeet God off the throne.
They really can. They
So
really
Diana's
can.
great sword is glowing with this bright light, but it does dim to a dark gray tinge,
Okay.
and just immediately just strikes almost before the blade hits, the light hits and slices and dices. It's just no more.
Good.
Diana, did you make a lightsaber?
That face.
Is that a Nikki question? Or a
Yeah.
Nia question?
That's a Nikki question.
No.
Mia has no idea what a lightsaber is,
I
but you did
was
find
so
that
in
cool.
for it.
That
No.
face you made, though. Like,
No.
no.
It's good. It's good. I love it.
Ding dong, the witches yeeted, the witches yeeted, the witches yeeted, ding.
We're not done yet, though.
I know,
Yeah.
but I saw
We
it.
have not exited the combat
I know.
yet, friends.
There's still a dog.
I say, Petrus leans around Aoife, having seen the Hound still in the distance, takes a shot with Eldritch Blast and just straight up misses.
Oh, Petrus.
Yeah.
We
Good
tried.
boy.
Do that to your boyfriend. Sorry.
Down and
Oh.
to the right.
Sorry, y'all didn't hear the producer back there. That got me off guard. Marcella, you're up.
Marcella is going to level her crossbow at the hound, and she's gonna try to hit it. These dice have been sassy tonight. That's a 2.
Oh.
Safe to say you miss. What instruction do you give Bix?
That I feel like they've gotten down the decent rhythm at this point, and she just looks at Bix and goes, and Bix just knows what to do. So, Bix is gonna run up and try to, try to swipe with the claw.
Okay, do the thing.
That's a no.
Okay.
Because I was gonna say it was a 3 on the die and it's a +4, so that's only a 7. And I really don't think a 7's gonna hit.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't
Not
think
hit.
so.
Okay, which brings us to the Hound. The first thing I need is for everyone to make me a DC 13 Wisdom save. I'm going to be rolling for Petrus.
Oh, your girl ain't that wise. That's a 7.
You're a paladin. 1, 2. You have a bardic inspiration. I don't know if
16.
it'll help. You don't have to use it if you don't want to.
What was the DC?
That was DC 13.
I have to roll a 6. We're gonna go with it. Nope, I didn't.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You tried.
All right.
14.
Okay. So everyone who did I get a roll from Aoife and Marcella? I'm sorry.
17.
17. Okay.
11.
11. Okay. Those who didn't make it,
Mhm.
on your next turn, you're required to take a dash action and move twice your movement away from this Hound.
Did
That's-
Petrus
That's
save?
Petrus made it. Lucy didn't.
Oh, damn it, Luz.
Oh no.
So the Hound is going to come hauling ass straight for the boy. At this point, I'm pretty sure that means everyone except Diana and Nia will get an attack of opportunity.
Wonderful.
I mean,
Do your
Neo
thing.
is standing in front of Petrus
Well, sure, okay, then also attack of opportunity.
to engage the hag.
That's a 10. Which I don't think is gonna hit.
I see it. I got you, March.
And an 18 for Bix.
Okay, so neither Marcella nor Bix hits. Marge hits.
I'm sorry, what?
You heard me.
At 20.
10, 11, 12, 13.
Not that it's going to make much of a difference, but
You were looking for a 20 to hit it.
okay. Yeah, no, it's a 22 total, but what I'm going to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
isn't going to be much, so.
Okay.
Excuse me?
This
This little sucker's tough.
17 points of root ball damage.
Okay. It lives.
Barely.
I got a natural 1.
As it's an attack, as it's a attack of opportunity, I'm not going to do anything mean about it. You just miss him. Aoife,
7 damage.
7 damage. Y'all managed to bloody this thing up really badly. But by God, it's still moving. or limping to be more accurate. It manages to catch Petrus by the leg and starts dragging him as fast as he possibly can off the side of the road.
But I was in the way. It's okay.
It got around you. It's what it wanted. The reason I gave you that attack of opportunity. You're standing right the hell there. But of course, that does bring us right back to the top of the initiative order and March.
I'm assuming this thing is within single move distance at this point.
Yes.
March is going to move to it.
Okay.
Rage.
Yes.
You're going to see the moonlight drop as a beam of energy shoots out of the blue spike on Marge's forehead.
Yes.
Let's see. That is a ranged attack. 17 on the dice. 18, 19, 22, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 20, 24 to hit.
You needed a 20.
Okay. That is 5d6. 6.
Even if you rolled minimum damage, you would kill it by 5 points.
14 points of damage.
Explain to me how this thing dies.
So you see the beam of blue energy shoot out of Marge's forehead jewel and just bore through the back of this thing's head.
Rip that damn thing.
Ooh.
And my friends, we are out of structured time. So,
Did it.
Petrus gets up, muttering what you're almost certain are cuss words in a language none of you speak. And is dusting himself off. He's like, "Can I please just get to school? Please? Please, God. Just let me get to school."
Come along. Nia cast prestidigitation to clean him up. How's your leg? Did it?
It's just a scratch. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you.
Is a flesh wound.
His whole
I
leg.
intentionally didn't because I'm like, I know what's coming if I do that.
Marge, are you still relatively near Marcella?
I mean, I'm standing right there next to Petrus.
So no.
Probably not.
Okay. As everybody's getting ready to move, she comes up and catches you by the arm and just says, "We need to talk now."
Okay.
While you two go talk, and we'll get that conversation in just a second. What's everybody else doing?
Nia's
Regardless if
cleaning
Petrus is just saying that it's a scratch, I do go up and lay on hands.
Okay.
As much as it takes to get him back to full.
Yeah, it would take all of 2 points. He's okay. Thank you.
Small cut can get infected.
It can.
This
is our
thing
charge.
was a friend of a hag. I don't trust what's in its mouth and what could it get in your skin. Have you had your shots? Have you had your vaccines? God, I hope your family gets your vaccines and not one of those weird, like, lavender oil people.
Yeah.
What?
Other place, other time.
We're walking, we're moving. This is. Are you one of those?
Wait.
vaccine-
Let me be really clear about that. Are we?
Petrus wants to get to 5 Spires.
Okay, just checking.
We're walking. We're moving.
Yeah,
and
held
we're
Marge
leaving
back.
we're leaving a dead Yeth hound and a hag in the middle of the road.
We don't do the cleanup.
No.
Well, I was going to say, I did hold Marge back, so
Okay, all right,
Marge would definitely remove the corpses from the middle of the road.
cool. Give me a DC 15 perception check.
17.
Diana, explain to me again where that thing was cut.
Shoulder to hip for the hag.
Okay, cool. That shoulder joint, hidden bone.
once Marge is off the road and
Mhm.
out of sight from passerbyers, he's going to investigate that.
Okay.
And that's as general as I'm going to go because I don't want to like squidge anybody out.
That's fine. The metal runs all the way down the arm.
Metal.
Metal, yes. The entire rib cage, part of the spine.
Okay. Marge's going to search it.
Okay. Let me remember what the hell she has on her. Mostly just has spellcasting components. Most of it you're familiar with. Nothing else of note.
Okay. He would take the components. He with the Yeth Hound.
No, the Yeth Hound is just a Yeth Hound.
It had 2 copper on it for some reason. You're not sure why.
No, it's if there weren't any bone showing in the Yeth Hound, Marge would look at Marcella and go, "Can you? I need to see its skeleton."
Oh, Marcella would oblige. Dagger out.
It's ichor and what passes for bone on things that manifest from other planes.
So no metal?
Nope.
Okay. Flaming sphere on the body?
Cool. It catches fire.
Can I do an insight check?
Sure.
Oh, sure. Now I'm gonna roll well. That's a 16.
What do you want to know?
If there is anything that I would be familiar with that would do this,
You mean
just
the
general terms that would be infusing things with metal like this.
what'd you roll?
A 16.
Not for that. Sorry.
Very
Yeah.
important question. Generic metal or is it cold iron?
It is cold iron.
Player knows what this is.
Marge would take his cloak off at this point because this is the second one of these we've seen. Put the skeleton in it, bundle the cloak up, tie it up, and throw it over his shoulder.
Okay. You're hauling metal and charred bone.
We need to chat first.
Do the thing.
I don't know how to say this. I know clearly that you've talked with Chauncey, and I don't know what he told you, and I don't need to know what he told you. I am telling you what he told me. I don't want to phrase it this way, but I don't know how else to phrase it to you. Petrus may be more trouble than he's worth.
How so?
I believe he said he was a vessel or something. Initially, it had been framed as what you said for the Fey court?
The summer court, very specific.
For the summer court. Framed as a vessel for the summer court. However, he's not certain how true that is. And considering our last talk, I know for a fact. And she gestures to her temple. This wants Petrus.
That won't get him.
Yes.
Justin, knowledge
Yes.
past. Would I know what kind of vessel the Fey Court would be trying to groom?
Potentially.
You would know that all of the Fey nobility started out as mortal. They're probably trying to bring another Fey noble into existence.
I have other questions that can wait. But there is a question that has to be answered. Very important question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You know where to find me in the Discord.
Yep.
So.
Because of
Yes,
redacted.
It's our theme around here.
But that's, I was going to say, just to kind of close that out, she just, I may not trust her, but I would trust him.
I don't trust either of them as far as I can throw them. But he has yet to give me a reason not to.
Given me a reason to. Because apparently, he is responsible for her current state of being.
I knew I liked him when I spoke with him.
And now you understand why I trust what he has to tell me.
I do wish I could have spoken with him longer. I had questions.
Perhaps next time.
And so, the rest of the trip to Five Spires is uneventful. It doesn't take long as you're walking for you to kind of slowly start to feel like you're on the outskirts of a city. You know that Balmoral is still a long ways off, but Five Spires, pardon me, isn't exactly in, I said the wrong name, isn't exactly in Balmoral. And before too long, you find yourself in what feels an awful lot like a college town. Except that not far in the distance are 5 enormous white peaks. They look like stalagmites, for lack of a better way of phrasing it, except that out of their ends are gleaming white rib bones of some ancient leviathan, almost as tall as the surrounding mountains. The more you go, the lighter Petrus's footsteps seem to get. He's on familiar ground and starts doing the tourist thing. He's pointing out shops to you and reminding Marcella of where the bakery is down by the 4th Spire. Make sure you check it out before you leave. It's really good. Ask for a currant bun if that's your thing.
Me as the player thinks that sounds delightful.
So you go on a little ways further. You actually pass one set of gates. And you wind up down between the 3rd and 4th Spire. And there's an open walkway where it just opens. There's a palisade that leads to a giant set of closed iron gates. And Petrus is just on automatic at this point. He just kind of assumes you're there. He walks up to the side of the gate, puts his hand on a little flat rock, and the gates start to open. What you see before you is, well, you walk through the gates, and to your left is a collection of what could only be wizards' towers. 5 in a circle around one larger one. To your right is a church. Further up to your right, it's what looks like dormitories. And another great tower, square, Gothic. Almost to the point of being a parody of itself. I mean, it's somebody went out of their way to make this thing look evil.
All the cowls and
Yeah. All the spiky towers, and it's black and red, and there are courtyards. There are a handful of students around. Almost directly in front of you, however, is a section of blighted ground surrounding a giant hole which appears to have teeth. And all the trees around it are dead. Petrus just makes right for it. And he's maybe halfway there. I'm assuming you're following him?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Something starts to emerge from the hole. First, you see 10 eyes on stalks. And then a bulbous body. It
Like a
seems
Hulk.
to be smoking.
a cigar or like charred.
No, like charred. Like it's although that would have been, I don't know how a beholder would smoke a cigar, but it'd be great.
In its mouth?
Petrus,
I
Yeah, what?
run up and grab
why
Petrus' hand and pull him back.
are we running toward the beholder?
Professor Kidu?
There we go. Okay, proceed. What does he teach?
Um,
Marcella's just keeping track of him.
Like slow. Okay, go.
He's the associate vice provost of the
We
college.
don't go to this school.
Yeah,
I didn't graduate from this college.
it continues to
Neither did I.
levitate. And you see its one great eye and its jagged fangs that don't quite fit in its mouth properly. Yeah.
You didn't.
And it starts floating over toward the boy.
Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
At this point, Marge would reach over and like shove Marcella. And you said mine was bad.
She looks at you and she says, "You would have been an excellent bard."
Oh, I know mine was bad. That's the difference, dear. I'm self-aware.
Said beholder comes floating right up to the lot of you. Oh, good. You're early, Master Petrus. Your father said you might be. He has sent a message for you.
Pardon?
Yes.
How on earth would his father know he would be early?
The Lord Fenrir knows many things.
Look, if I had wanted a vague answer, I would have asked a vague question.
He pays enough to the alumni fund that I don't ask.
Well, then.
Fair enough.
Don't piss off the beholder, please.
Well, now Marcella wants to know how much he pays. So she can get a fucking straight
I say,
answer.
the beholder hears that, Marge, and goes, "It's okay. I work with kids like this one." And an eye stalk comes and points toward Petrus.
Oh
She
dear,
would
we
have to do much worse.
He's not that bad.
Oh no, by the standards of this place, believe me, he's not.
It sounds
I'm
like
so
you need to
sorry.
up your standards.
They pay well.
That was my next
Fair enough.
question.
No, you cannot get a job here.
I don't want a job here. That's for sure. I was just
It
curious.
smells
Are you certain?
Sucks.
The Pally Palace is very nice. And he points to this giant cathedral.
I don't think they want me.
I don't think they need a trap finding 101 instructor.
The beholder grins, and it's horrible.
We love you.
I don't want to admit it, that
Well,
was good.
boy, it's lucky you're here. Your father wants to send you on court business. You are to attend the masquerade ball of the Baron and Baroness in 2 days' time.
Well, I'm glad we got you here when we did. Don't
Get
miss
out.
the fancy party.
Your father has sent funds forward to Helmwood's to outfit you and a companion of your choosing.
He's going to be the
You
dog.
are to be prepared to welcome, on behalf of your family, the Lord Oberon of the Spring Court and His Eminence, the Lunomic. Petrus takes a moment to sort of sit on this.
On what, dear?
And he looks up at the beholder. I'm sorry, Professor. Did you say a companion of my choosing? Yes, boy.
Otherwise known as a +1, dear.
He turns around, looks at all of you. Lady Aoife, would you accompany me?
Aoife's face turns about as bright red as mine is right now.
It's not very bright in this camera light.
I can
Background
feel
hides it.
My cheeks
Background
are getting
hides it.
real warm. Indeed.
Are
I
you
would
gonna
be
just
honored.
elbows her a little bit?
I'd be honored to accompany you.
Thank you. And of course, one would expect that a lady would bring her retinue. And she looks around at the rest of you.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. We have to get the lady prepared.
I was gonna
for a
say,
ball.
Lady Aoife, do come with us, please.
I literally turn around and walk in the opposite direction.
No.
Bye.
Me and Marcella just grab.
Nia and Marcella just either grab at her or go running after her, like, we are about to have a spa day. Oh, you'll need a dress.
We have to do our
Nia,
best. Oh my god.
Nia,
Yes, Marcella.
we need to get her a dress.
We're gonna have a shopping montage.
What have I gotten myself into?
Don't worry,
Um,
dear. We will tailor it to your specifications. We won't go overboard. I promise we won't put you in a pink princess dress. No offense, Nia.
No, of
Just
course not. It's
in
not for
your
everybody.
style. We need to go to the shops.
Let's go.
I see questions on the board.
Sorry.
Diana, I think you were there first.
The rest of they're over there, I hang back and I just, you did say this was a masquerade, correct?
What he does every year. I don't know why it would be any different.
I'm not from around these parts.
Yeah, no, I know. But
Which baron is throwing this party? To be exact.
Andaris Leonin, the Baron of Balmoral.
I just wanted to hear it. Noted. Wonderful. Thank you.
Sure.
I'm so excited.
I mean, in case it wasn't obvious, I'll outfit the rest of you. You don't have to worry about paying for anything you're doing. You're really honestly doing me a favor.
Consider it a work assignment.
As you wish. March.
Marge is gonna look up at the big beholder and go, "You have a paladin place, whatever he does place. Do you have a druidic studies?" And he kind of looks at Petulance.
Petrus nods at
back
him.
at
Yeah.
the beholder. A druidic studies class.
We have an
area.
entire grove, and like 3 of his eye stalks point east. It's that way.
Thank you.
Are you headed there?
After I let
Okay.
the party know.
All right. So, we are right up against the time. It would seem that some of us have shopping to do.
Apparently.
Whether they like it or not.
It's going to be splendid.
It's
Don't
good.
worry about the price tag, dear. You get what you want.
Because you're a
A
lady.
lady.
To be fair, I mean, he was pretty clear that this was all getting paid for. I mean, she doesn't have to worry about price because
Yeah.
Petrus's family is rich.
I was gonna say
Daddy got
Marcella.
money.
I was gonna say Marcella was gonna pay for it.
Somebody was going to pay for it.
Oh, it just moves to a montage of us going shop to shop, and like Nia has gotten Marcella a pair of sunglasses, so they're kind of walking side by side with their sunglasses and carrying Aoife's shopping bags and looking.
And Aoife.
Looking at, I was gonna say Marcella and Nia are just looking so ecstatic, and Aoife's just like, I'm sure just kind of following behind, just like, help.
Okay, so Marge is going to the grove, which, to be clear, is about 200 acres of mixed forest with 2 huge enchanted trees, one of which you can see connects to a floating island above the river. Where's Diana going?
Diana's gonna go to the wizard towers.
Okay. There aren't a lot of people there, but you're able to find folks to strike up conversations with. They're all fairly welcoming. They're used to visitors. They also assume that you're either coming to study or are scouting it for someone else, so you will have to clear that up. Petrus, for his part, also goes shopping. He knows he's picking up a suit in Balmoral, so he's not going to bother with that.
Petrus, what colors are you wearing? This is vastly important.
It's not like the prom, okay?
Just tell me. This is important.
Oh my gosh.
It's important.
His family's colors are green and gold.
You look fabulous.
At some point, you all meet up. And he's only carrying one little bag, which he hands to Aoife.
We know it comes in little bags.
Look, there was already one ring this up.
Pastries.
Pasties, maybe.
Pastries.
Out of here.
Do you open it?
I would like to keep it a secret for myself.
Perfect. That's where we'll end.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you all very much for our first Not a Cliffhanger episode.
Yay,
I
wrapped
hope you all
up.
had fun.
Always.
I would like to thank, as always, my players. You are wonderful. Everyone who hung out in chat, no matter how naughty you are, we love you very much.
We love our
Um,
naughty
Make us
chat.
smile.
We do love our naughty chat. I am Justin McGregor. I have been your host and DM for the evening. Going around the table, we have.
I'm Liz. I have been your sufficiently awkward swamp witch for the evening.
I'm Abe. I've been Marge, your druidic barbarian.
I am Kayla. I have been your half-elf paladin, Diana.
I'm
Who
Meg,
got to reveal
and
some feels? Sorry,
What?
go ahead. I said who got to reveal some feels.
Girl, you can't pause that long.
I know.
I'm Meg, and I have been our human huntress, Marcella, who will be getting a reintroduction next episode.
And it's me, Nikki. I've been Nia, your sassy bard, and the other half of the shopping espionage that we were doing today.
We're
Nia's
both so
practically
excited.
glowing. It's
Y'all are so good.
I think that does it for us. Again, my players, thank you. I love you. Chat, thank you for hanging around.
We
I hope
love
you had
you.
fun.
Justin. Thank you,
Oh.
Justin. And thank
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you,
chat.
Tyler, so much for everything.
thank you again, Chris, for the wonderful music
Yes,
for tonight.
Yeah.
yes,
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 thank
yes.
you,
Everything you've
Chris.
heard. We'll see you next time. See you in 2 weeks.